think we do lack this approach, the understanding of what happens after the funding is there. Mm-hmm. So I think it's really good from the organizers to got you to talk about that. Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask, when a startup reaches out to you for the funding, what are your criteria? What are your interests? And what is that no? What kind of startup you will reject ultimately, absolutely?
Mm-hmm. So we invest in seed and early stage. I think for the target at the event, I'm gonna try to focus my answer mostly for seed stage startups. Mm-hmm. So I think when it comes to seed stage startups, there's a few different dimensions that we look at. The main aspect that makes or breaks a decision is the team. So having a good team, a committed team, someone that you believe in, is actually the cornerstone of any seed investment. The reason is that most likely the plan that they have at seed stage, it's not gonna happen. So things happen at startup world, and then the market changes, and what you're investing in is the team and the big vision. But there is no way to know what's going to happen in the next 6 months. But there is a very high risk at seed stage. So when you make that kind of investment, you want to buy into the market. So actually believing that, okay, there is a market in this space, and most of all, buy into the team. So a team that you think is going to be able to execute. And then finally, buy into the product. So if it's a deep tech case, for example, so a product which is defendable and unique. If it's an execution case, say a platform, in that case it's more difficult to buy into a unique product, but then again what you're buying into is a team, so the ability of the team to execute.
So this supports the idea of the stream organizers of this year to have a separate track for team.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right.
I think VC is people business. And it's all about the people and how they interact together.
What are expectations about today? I think that will be my last question.
Okay. I think, so first of all, I came yesterday evening as the pre-event in Tampere, and it was very exciting. I have to say the optimism and the vision that is in Tampere is actually very endearing, and I really like to see the whole plan of the city grow and succeed. I really want to understand a bit more about the local startup ecosystem and what the players are. I think there's quite a lot of tech talent, so very much looking forward to understand and what the entrepreneurial talent is. So meeting people and figuring out
then
who
I
they
absolutely should invite you to Tribecast, which is the birthday party of P47, which we will run today after stream closes its doors.
Oh, sounds good.
Right.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you very much, Andrea, for this interview. I wish you good luck with your workshop today. Hope the participants will be active, not sleepy, dedicated, interested,
Hopefully.
whatever. Yeah.
Thanks.
I hear the energy from you, so you'll wake them up and make them think and talk. I wish you a good and productive day at Stream, and let's continue further to our meetings.
Thanks.
And we're still at Stream Startup Festival, and we continue our special episode dedicated to Stream 2019. I think it's still year 2019. I'm not sure. I slept 4 hours. Anyways, it's Stream. It's Tribecast at Stream. It's gonna be a great day, and I have my second guest in our improvised studio. Let's start the way we usually do it at Tribecast. Hello, William. And before we start talking the business stuff, tell me a few things about yourself.
Okay, well, first of all, very happy to be here speaking to you, and excited to be here in Tampere for this awesome stream festival. What I've seen of it so far, there's some really cool startups. So my name's William. I am working for Elisa Corporation, and I'm in Elisa the head of startup partnerships. I've actually been working in Elisa for longer than I've been living in Finland. So I started working for Elisa just for a couple of months in the UK, so originally from the UK. Mm-hmm. And my background is actually running a couple of startups myself. So for the previous 10 years before I came to Finland, running startups in the food and drink space. So with a frozen yogurt company, and also a sports drinks company. And prior to that, a long time ago, studying physics. But my experience with startups really means I think that I can understand the euphoria, but also the pains that startups go through, especially when trying to navigate and working with corporates. So that's my objective in Elisa, is that we can make it a great place to collaborate with startups, a great partner for collaborating with startups.
That sounds like Elisa will fight next year for the most startup-friendly company.
I think we must do. And to be honest, happy that other corporations are taking doing business with startups so seriously. So if we're not winning, then that's okay. It means that people are doing a really great job, and that's the end goal. Is we want to be a great country, a great place to do business with startups. So Elisa, though, we want to be number one.
Right, good luck with that. But yeah, since you mentioned it, why too, in your opinion and in your experience, why corporations and big companies are interested in cooperation and supporting startups? Because when I stepped in the startup ecosystem, I'm non-business person, like in my educational background myself, and when I stepped up in the ecosystem, I had this idea that, okay, there are the big giants, and there are the tiny mosquitoes. And the giants should be irritated by the mosquitoes, but it seems not to work this way.
I think it's a good question. I think, from my perspective, that it's really important that we don't treat startups as being mosquitoes. Actually, if you look in recent years, if you look at like how startups have evolved, nowadays every single year, their startups are growing far quicker than they ever used to grow. So the number of unicorns that are coming through is increasing every single year. And startups, they shouldn't be looked at as mosquitoes, because actually they're making big changes to the global economy and disrupting major industries. It's kind of an obvious example, but you just have to look at the retail market in the United States. So the likes of Walmart have been the incumbents for decades and decades. And then in a short space of time, Amazon comes along and completely changes how people are shopping. And especially where I'm working in Elisa, we don't take it for granted that we're always going to be there, that we can't be disrupted, because definitely we can be disrupted. And so we don't see it as an option. We see it as actually vital to our future, that we do business with startups, that these startups that are completely changing like consumer experiences and changing technology, that we aren't ignorant to it, that we're part of it, we're helping it evolve, and we're changing with the world and changing with startups.
What would be an interesting startup for Elisa to cooperate? Let's say there is a startup or a small company reaching out to you. What are your criteria? Who do you say yes to, or who are like, no, we're not interested?
Okay. So right now, a huge interest for us is 5G. So actually, we are only one of a handful of. Finland is one of a handful of countries that is rolling out commercial 5G, and even one of the leader in the Nordics. And so for us, while we're rolling out and investing heavily, we want to find and bringing consumers and customers 10 times greater speed than they have enjoyed before. We want to find those crazy, awesome new services that are going to be using massive amounts of data in the future. So when we saw the transition from 3G to 4G, it was an incremental increase in speed, but it meant that people started using video far more often and streaming video. So the likes of YouTube and Netflix now are the main uses of 4G. And then we predict that there will be some massive shift in the way we are consuming in the future from 4G to 5G. We don't quite understand what that is yet. But we're looking for startups to create experimentations. What could be new 5G services?
You heard the challenge. Just start thinking. Is it your first time at Stream Startup Festival?
Yes.
Right. What are your experience? How was your morning for now?
Well, I think when I'm always coming to these festivals, for me the most important thing is networking with startups. So booking the meetings, and got a lot of meetings booked for this afternoon, and at least the welcoming speeches were really very interesting, especially from Catapult. I think one of the guys speaking from Catapult had some really interesting perspectives about how corporates should be doing business with startups. But overall, seems to be lots of energy, good vibe about the place, and just excited now to have the meetings with startups and check out if we can do some business.
All right. why is Elisa interested in Stream Startup Festival? I mean, there are 4 major events in Finland. Why are you here?
We are here because, like I said before, like we are really committed to doing business with startups. I didn't mention before, but actually we've been doing it for many, many years. We have a very clear approach. We want to be either an early stage customer or a sales channel for startups. So we want to provide a route for growth that we can utilize our customer base and try to be their customer. And nowadays we have over 130 partnerships in Elisa. And to be working with the cutting edge technologies, we need to stay embedded in the communities and coming here to network with startups to find out like what is brand new, what is the crazy thing that's starting now, and always trying to just be at the cutting edge of the knowledge what is happening in the startup scene. That's why we're here. We're here to network to meet startups and see if we can do that business.
Then I can only wish you a productive day today and to meet lots of interesting startups and to make some meaningful encounters and cool connections, and of course see you at the after party and at the after party, which is our official birthday.
Okay. I didn't know there was an after party.
When you said about frozen yogurt, I was like, okay, at the after party we'll have a sauna. That makes my heart warm.
Oh my gosh, yes. That's one of the things I love about Finland is the sauna and the nature and swimming in the lakes. So
okay.
I didn't know there was a sauna. That's going to be fun.
I cannot provide you swimming in the lake because P47 co-working space where we have the after party, also known as Tribecast. It's a bit in the city center, so the nearest lake is some 2 kilometers away. Okay. But we do have a shower.
But the sauna's all right. The sauna's all right. Yeah. Good.
Right. Thank you very much, William, for this interview. That was fun. See you around, and I wish you a productive day.
Oh, thank you. And you too. Bye.
It's kind of funny thing. Today I have all my guests who work in Finland, but they all come from different countries. And all of those countries are in Europe. So let's explore the European map even further. Hello, David. And first things first, tell our listeners a few things about yourself.
Hi, I'm David. I'm originally from Germany, Bavaria, to be more precise. And I'm working for the German-Finnish Chamber of Commerce. It's based in Helsinki. And I have been living in Finland for almost 4 years now.
Okay. I guess you enjoy it here.
Yeah, pretty nice, especially in the summer. But I also like the winter quite a lot. So I don't have a problem with cold weather and darkness. So
what exactly is German-Finnish Chamber of Commerce doing? And since the core idea of Tribecast is talking about startup life, what kind of cooperation can be between the chamber and a startup?
Yeah, definitely. So the German-Finnish Chamber of Commerce, basically, we are based from Germany. So basically how you can imagine is that more or less every foreign country has a foreign chamber of commerce. So we have the German-Finnish Chamber of Commerce, we have the German-Swedish, we have the German-Danish and so on. So our kind of mission is in the German-Finnish Chamber of Commerce to support like German companies coming to Finland or Finnish companies coming to Germany. So if you think about startups, like I personally work a lot with startups there. Traditionally, it's more the small, medium-sized companies but here in Finland, we have a lot of startups. So we also have a lot of activities and things we do for the startups here.
It's been like almost half of the day at Stream Startup Festival. What is your feedback for the beginning of the day? How was it for you?
I mean, it's great. Like we came here and it's really nice, like well organized. I really like the vibe and the atmosphere. We had the workshop. We were holding a workshop on how to enter the German market. So that was basically my first half of the day, like having good discussions also in the workshop. Hopefully some people got some information that helped them, startups from Finland here, to go to German market.
Right. In your experience, I wouldn't say your opinion because you definitely have an experience in that. What is the biggest difference between Finnish and German market? Maybe market is a bit not really my thing. Let's say between Finnish and German startup ecosystem or business ecosystem.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if it's the biggest kind of thing, but one big thing, of course, is that in Germany, the German market itself is so huge that the kind of whole ecosystem is more and more fragmented. So I wouldn't talk about the German startup ecosystem, but we can talk, for example, about the Berlin startup ecosystem or the Munich startup ecosystem. So